All right, this is Precalculus, Chapter 2, Lesson 1, homework. All right, the first question is problem 5, and the question is, determine graphically the number of solutions of the equation, but don't solve it. All right, so I moved everything to the left-hand side. You can see, I'll just go past. See, that's everything on the right-hand side. Then I subtracted 16x cubed. Doesn't have to be in that order, actually. Then I added the 32,000, all in y sub 1. I'm going to see how many times it crosses the x-axis. I'm going to do zoom fit so I can see the whole thing. I think I just passed it up. Yeah, zoom fit. All right, then I'm going to graph it. It graphs it. Okay, so I'm thinking it comes here, goes down, under. So now I'm going to go look at my window. And I'm going to change my window to 0. Is it 0? 50. I'm going to change it from 0, 50. My y min, maybe I'll make it negative 50. And that may be 100. Let's see what we see. Okay. So I changed my window so I could see that closer. So I just want you to look at what I set my window to. And now graphically, that's what I see. I could make my window bigger so I can see more of the y. So I could go to like negative 22,000. Let's go negative 2,000 to positive 2,000. And let's see, it's just gonna give me a different picture. Like you can sort of see it's curvy actually, as opposed to just two straight lines. So there's two solutions. That's number 5. Number 9. Now we're going to find all the real solutions. That's where it crosses the x-axis. All right, so in y sub 1, I am putting in x to the 4th power plus x minus 3. All right, at most I'm expecting 4. I'm just going to change my window. Negative 10, positive 10, negative 10, positive 10. See what I see. All right, I could at most have 4 because I have x to the 4th. So I'm going to go to zoom fit, make sure that I'm seeing all that there is. Okay, it is. So I'm going to go back to 10, negative 10, reset my window. Okay, look, it just changed my y min, y max. I'm just going to change those back to negative 10, positive 10, and graph it. All right, so it goes down first, then back up. So to solve, we're just going to solve for this one. So left bound is above it, right bound below it. So second trace 0. This one, left bound below it, right bound above it. All right, so you do second trace 0. My cursor's here. I want to go back this way. All right, I'm positive I'm above it. I hit enter. I'm below it. I hit enter. And it's negative 1.45. I should have yeah. All right, I'm going to redo that because I'm a little too far away. So second trace 0. I really need to go right above it. So y is positive, x is negative. That's right above it. And when I move one more, y is negative, x is negative. All right, so my left bound's going to be right there. I'm going to get a more accurate answer when I come just one above it and one below it. All right, so that is what the textbook, so if you're coming decimals off, you're not going just one above where it's positive, one below where it's negative. All right, number 13. 13 is a radical, but when what's under the radical is 0, then the square root of 0 is 0. All right, so it's going to be 2 divided by 5 times x to the 5th. All right, that's how I'll put that in. Plus x squared plus x squared minus 2x. I'm going to zoom fit so I can see the whole graph, and then it's going to graph it. Okay. All right, so it just goes here, probably above it, down below, and back above it. All right, so I can make my y smaller and just stay out about 10 with my x to bring it closer in and see the curve better. So my window was changed, my y, but I'm going to come in closer for my y. Min, I'm going to make it negative 10, positive 10, but I do zoom fit because I know 1, 2, 3. Got it? 1, 2, 3. So for this first solution, left bound, right bound. Second solution, above, left bound, right bound. Third solution, below, left bound, right bound. All right, so second, trace 0. I'm right at 0, 0. So I'm going to go back to the left, go right below it. I'm really watching. It's hard to, there we go. I'm watching my y value. I know x is negative, but I'm going to wait till my y value turns. There is the first negative. See that there it's positive, but if I go right here, it's negative. So I hit enter, then I go to the left one. That's my second guess. All right, that's your solution. Negative 1.75. All right, then you have 2 more solutions. I bet that one's 0 and that one's negative, that one's positive 1 something. All right, you can do those. 15. All right, 15 says x squared equals the square root of x plus 5. I like to do second trace 0. So because I have part of the equation that's not under radical, part of it is, I'm going to move this to the other side. And I'm going to just put that into y sub 1. So it's x squared minus the square root. Now I have to leave the square root. Oh, that was not good. All right, x squared minus the square root of x plus 5. All right, so that's how I'm putting it in. I'm going to do zoom fit, and graph it. 1, okay, it looks like it just has 2. But notice it just makes the y window very large. I don't really care what happens up here on the y-axis. I want to see right here what happens on the x-axis. So I'm going to change the window, the y value. I'm going to change it negative 10, positive 10, and graph. I can see a better curve. All right, so the curve goes here and then back up. So there's 2 solutions. Above is left bound. So think of your quadrants. All right. In this quadrant here, x is positive, x is negative, y is positive. Down below, they're both negative. All right. So that's why you're going to watch your X and your Y values. All right, second, trace 0. I'm going to watch my cursor. I want to be in this quadrant where X is negative, Y is positive. All right, so I'm going to go left, watching that Y value. Y is negative, 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 positive. So that's going to be left bound. Then I'm just going to go left, right, rather, 1. Make that Y negative and hit enter twice. All right, so that's your solution. All right. Next one. That was 15. Now we're going to 27. And with 27, it's harder when you have these ratios. I think 1 divided by 12, it's a repeat. So we're gonna have to put in 1 divided by 12. All right, so for 27, I'm gonna put in 2x minus, for 1/2, I'm gonna put in 0.5. That's easier. 0.5 x squared minus, then I'm gonna open parentheses, 1 divided by 12, close parentheses, x to the 4th. All right, so I'll show you what I put in. That's the very end. 0.5, 2x. I'm gonna do zoom fit to see what the whole equation looks like graphed, and then I can, okay, it's coming from the bottom, it's gonna go up, and then it comes back down. All right, so I'm gonna come in closer on my Y, because you see, you can't even see the tick marks on the Y axis because there's just so many of them. So I'm gonna change my Y window. My X window's good. Change my Y window to -10, +10. Then graph it, get a better idea. I bet that is 0. All right, but notice now, my left bound comes down here, which is in quadrant 3, both X and Y are negative, and then it goes up here in that first quadrant where they're both positive, both negative, both positive. So do second trace 0. All right, what do we have here? We have X is 0, Y is 0, but I want a negative, so I'm gonna go right 1. And then I'll go left 2 because I want to get above it. Well, it was clear the answer was 0, 0, just because of where it was. All right, so then if you're going to find this one, you're going to go above it, and above it, X and Y are positive. Below it, X is positive, Y is negative. All right, so you just want to go 1 up, 1 below. That's 27, 33. 33 has 2 radicals, so I'm leaving them. 33 is the square root of X squared plus 3 equals the square root X minus 2 plus 5. I'm going to move everything to the left. So the square root of X squared plus 3 minus the square root of X minus 2 minus 5. All right, Y equals, clear it out, square root X squared plus 3, go out from under that radical, minus square root X minus 2, X minus 2, go out from that radical, minus 5. Always start with my zoom fit. So I'm gonna go zoom fit and graph it and see what it looks like. Maybe we only have one x-intercept, right? That's all we're gonna have. And it went from here to here. Okay, I don't really have to change my y, so I'm just gonna do second trace 0. Okay, I wanna be in this quadrant. Both are negative. All right, so where am I? I don't see a y. X is 0. All right, I'm gonna go just one direction, see where I go. Where's my X? My X is positive. I want my X to be positive, my Y to be negative. All right, so I'm gonna go this way. I can't see my Y value. Okay, I am gonna go change my window to -10, 10. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing. Okay, this is what it looks like. I just went -10, 10 for my Y. So now second trace 0. Okay, X has to be positive 2. That's why there's no Y value. Look, when X is back here, there's no Y value. All right, so when I went back there, it's not even on the curve. I could have left it where it is. Okay, so now I'm looking for Y to change to positive. It's moving ever so slightly. It's positive, I'm going back where it's negative. My left bound, moving it up 1, well, to the right 1, and hitting enter. And X is 7.033. All right, 37 is the last one. 37 only wants to know the solutions between X is 0 and X is 1. All right, so I'm gonna put that equation in y sub 1. So it's 3x cubed minus, wait, I'm on 37. It's 12x to the 4th. I was on the wrong one. Clear. All right, 12x to the 4th minus x cubed minus 12x squared plus 25x minus 2. I only want to know the solutions between 0 and 1. All right, so I'm going to make my x window -1 and +2. And then graph it and see. Okay, this is between 0 and 1. So this is the only part of the graph I want to see. It's the only solution that we're looking for. All right, so below is going to be in this 4th quadrant, and above is going to be in the 1st quadrant. So negative, negative, positive, positive. Second trace 0. So negative, negative. What do we have? Positive, positive. So I want to go back left a lot. Okay, I'm waiting for that y to be negative. There, it's negative. It's below it. I'm hitting enter. See how I just watched it become negative? Then it went positive. That's 0.083 repeats. That's 1/12. I've had that solution a bunch. So 0.083 repeat is 1/12.